What's up guys, I'm Max here, and today I'm bringing another 9.2 PTR testing video. This time it's gonna be the prototype Pantheon. You will be seeing prototype leaders of your favorite covenant with their own cool unique abilities. They share the same models as Caristia the Firstborn, the Primus, the Winter Queen, and of course Side Nathrius, but in a more golden fashion. And the most insane part about this fight is, we'll be facing all 4 prototype bosses simultaneously during the last phase of the encounter, a fight style we don't see very often. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. In the first phase of the fight, we'll be facing Prototype of Duty representing Kyrian, and Prototype of War representing Necrolord. For convenience, I'll be calling them the Kyrian prototype and the Necrolord prototype for the rest of this video. The Kyrian prototype requires a tank swap since she casts Humbling Strikes, which deals massive physical damage to her current target and inflicts a 100% invulnerability to her next Humbling Strike. Additionally, the rest of the raid takes 30% of that damage, similar to Deathlink from the Eye of the Jailer in Sanctum of Domination, so active damage mitigation should be used to minimize raid damage. The Kyrian prototype occasionally takes to the skies and casts Pin Volley, which is a barrage towards players' locations. If you happen to be hit by the spear, you will be stunned, taking moderate physical damage over time until the spear is destroyed and removed. While in the sky, she also beats her wings, dealing raid damage over time, constantly repelling players off the platform, so you have to dodge the spears while moving against the wind, similar to Stone Legion generals in Castle Nathria. Her most important mechanic, however, is Bastion's Ward. Occasionally, the Kyrian prototype puts down a barrier. Players will do no damage and heal inside the barrier, but if a player has his debuff dispelled while in the barrier, he won't take any damage from removing that debuff, and it will not spread to a nearby ally. We'll talk about this later in a second. Next up is the Necrolord prototype. He casts Gloombolt, which deals damage and absorbs healing to a random target. The absorb healing part is kinda annoying, so you want to interrupt those casts as best you can to minimize damage taken. The prototype also inflicts Runecarver's Death Touch on several players. This debuff deals little damage over time, but upon removal, whether dispelled or expired, it deals lethal damage to players within 8 yards, and jumps to a nearby ally if the inflicted player is not in the Bastion's Ward. Therefore, you have to look for those barriers if you have the debuff, and have healers dispel them as soon as possible. Additionally, there are 4 ritualists expanding necrosis from the center of the platform. Stepping on the necrosis reduces healing received by 100% and deals moderate damage over time. Different from heroic difficulty, they are protected by imprinted safeguards, which reduces damage taken by 50%. The shield can only be removed by the Night Hunter casted by Prototype of Absolution. This mechanic is exactly the same as the one from Side Nathrius, except that you have to stand behind one of the ritualists to remove its shield. Phase 2 starts when either of the prototypes reaches 50% health, but since Runecarver's Death Touch and Bastion's Ward do not always align perfectly, so you have to be careful pushing the boss just in case you get another set of debuffs. In the second phase of the fight, we'll be facing the Prototype of Renewal representing Night Fae, and the Prototype of Absolution representing Venthyr. For similar reasons, I'll be calling them the Night Fae prototype and the Venthyr prototype. The Night Fae prototype casts Anima Bolt, which is interruptible, so not a big deal. She also summons Anima Storm whirling around the platform, dealing minor damage and silencing players within the area. This is simply an annoyance if dodged well. Additionally, Wild Stampede joins the cause of the Winter Queen, dealing physical damage and knocking players back if hit by one of the beasts. As a counterpart to Ritualists in the first phase, there are Withering Seeds on the platform. Similar to the Ritualists, they are protected by imprinted safeguards, which reduces healing taken. The Prototype of Absolution will keep targeting players with Night Hunter, so make sure you position those lines correctly. The seeds burst into a Withering Nova if their forces are depleted, dealing moderate damage instantly and stacking damage over time. If the seeds are healed to full, they burst into an Invigorating Bloom instead, dealing moderate healing instantly and stacking increased healing effect. Note that the duration of increased healing effect is refreshed while applied, so healers should try to maximize its duration by healing seeds to full one by one without depleting them, instead of healing all seeds to full at the same time. The last prototype is the Venthyr prototype. This boss is basically sired in Nephbeus. You can expect to see most of his iconic abilities, such as Racking Pain, Burden of Sin, Night Hunter, and Hand of Destruction. The interaction between Hand of Destruction, Anima Storm, and Wild Stampede can be annoying, so be careful with that. The Venthyr prototype casts one additional ability upon each Hand of Destruction cast, called Sinful Projection. This mechanic is basically the prideful affix from Shadowlands Season 1 Mythic Plus, but the punishment is way worse. If a player is hit by one of those projections, it adds a stack of Burden of Sin to the player, and it cannot be removed, so try your best to avoid those. And here comes the last phase of the fight. When the Night Fae or the Venthyr prototype reaches 50% health, all 4 prototypes will join the fight until defeated. To be honest, I don't recall ever seeing a 4-boss stack cleave in recent raids, so I'm pretty excited to progress this fight on DPS rolls. Of course, like some console fights, you have to kill them simultaneously or all prototypes will gradually restore full health, and it's basically a wipe. So now we have seen all the boss mechanics, and seems a little bit overwhelming dealing with all 4 prototypes at the same time. You might want to hold your lust and CDs until then. With enough said, let's look at the best poll attempted by my team.
Hello guys.
What you gotta pick up real fast is that there's gonna be 4 lines, just like Sardanathius, phase 1, with those the red lines you have to soak. You have to drag those over the ads. The ads are on the marks, green, orange, purple, and star. There should only be 1 line per ad. Once you have done that, or if you don't have a line on your head, you should run to the green marker and kill the ad over there. Here we go. You have it.
Okay.
Get it all the way through as well. Like you're not doing any of them right now, you're doing me. You have to do it over the ads. This is fine. We got 3 out of 4, it's fine. Let's burn down the ads. So in the future, you have to run that over the ad, yeah. Continue burning. Good to go. Just purple left. Nice. Get dispels. Go get inside. Oh, he killed himself because he didn't do his job. The other guy didn't do his job, I mean. Get to the center. It's gonna happen now all over again, you know, one more time. I'll go in green, it's far. Oh, mind you did.
Wait, we're slow on that.
Got 3 out of 4 again, it's fine. Burn these ads down, this is the hardest one. If you're quick here as well in the future, you can do dispel before, at least some of them. Now you can't though. So, Yuna, once the green shit is gone from the floor, you need to really run into that blue circle, fucking ASAP, okay? Run in now. Blue circle on the floor. Dispel him. Perfect. Use a personal health stone if you need to. Keep yourselves up. When duty comes down, we swap targets. Go, burn duty as hard as possible. Burn duty. When the ads come here, Yuna, you're gonna still run them over, but we're not gonna kill them. We're gonna burn duty to 50. So run these ads, run these lines over the ads just to get damage reduction. Help soaking each other. And just burn duty as hard as possible. We have a lot of time here, we don't need to stress for the other game. Okay, this is okay. Considering pug and everything. Show, run, perfect, good job. Now this phase, Yuna, same shit. There aren't any DPS ads anymore, there are healing ads. There are seeds that are friendly, run the lines over them instead. But you don't have DPS or anything, this is just dodging. And keep the boss at the same HP here. Here we go. Gonna go and get one of the lines over any of the seeds. Use a personal, you're pretty low. Get 7 up if possible. Got 3 out of 4, it's fine. Otherwise, everyone stay alive so we can get 7 up later. Let's swap to Absolution as well. Renewal is getting pretty low in comparison. This is just about dodging now. You know, it's a fuck ton of dodging. Storms, there's small ads on the floor. And there will be some red pools later on as well. In roughly 10 to 15 seconds, we'll get sucked into the boss, you know, like Sire. You run far away, and then you run towards the edge and you spread. There's gonna be 4 orbs going away from your character in all directions. You have to dodge the other players' directions as well. It's very simple. Just use a personal. Just get ready now. Any second. Watch out, Stampede, run on top of us. Run out, use personal. Fuck, let's get Algon up if possible. Stand still now, stand still, dodge. Can we get Algon up? Is that possible? Nice. Use personals while it's coming up. Keep it up, swap to renewal again. Swap back to renewal. Keep dodging, this is a really good phase. We're about to phase. We're gonna go back to phase 1 and 2 now at the same time, you know? The ads, you have to run them over and focus them hard. This is full on AoE now.
Why do I have so
Get to the center, everyone, and get the boss to the center. Let's do this properly now. We're gonna have lust for the ads. For the first set, anyway. Here we go. So run the lines over the ads, and everyone hard focus the ads. We need at least 3 or 4. Looking good. Nice. Fuck up your ads. We lost some DPS, so that's not good. We still have lust. Hard burn your ads. Orange one is pretty much full HP. Orange one is still full HP. There's no fucking way.
I think we need to split our raid.
That was pretty good until this point, though. This is the fight. Happy you got to see it on one pull.
Okay.
That's
Let's
it.
go to Vigilant Guardian.
And you have to kill him at the same time as well.
That's pretty good. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel, click the thumbs up if you like it, and feel free to comment in the section down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Max out.